Good morning. This is a lesson to address the Earth and Space Science Alabama course of study, objective number 9. We have dealt with and will be dealing with landforms, plate tectonics, but in this particular lesson, we are dealing with the rock cycle. The objective number 9 for the Alabama course of study states that we should obtain, evaluate, and communicate information to explain how constructive and destructive processes, i.e., weathering, erosion, volcanism, orogeny, plate tectonic uplift, shape the Earth's land features like mountains, valleys, and plateaus, and sea features, trenches, ridges, seamounts. We will deal with the constructive and destructive processes of the rock cycle today. You have a PowerPoint Google slide presentation that will allow you to follow along with what I am reviewing today. I will talk a bit about the things that I'm expecting within this actual lesson, what we have planned as far as activities are concerned, and how you can navigate through this lesson. The basis of this classroom is a flipped classroom where we use Google Classroom as the platform to submit and receive assignments as well as other activities that will involve the learning process. We will actually have an opportunity to watch videos, listen to podcasts, as well as navigate through the PowerPoint Google Slide presentation. There are several links that I will include, and one of those activities includes an erosion lab. Let's talk about first what rocks are. So, rocks are solid masses of minerals. There are three different types of rocks. There are metamorphic, igneous, and sedimentary. Now, anytime we introduce information in science, we always like to break down the words that we're using. Those words usually have a root or a prefix or suffix that has a Latin or Greek background. And at the beginning of the year, we learned several words and have applied how those words work within our course of study. Meta for metamorphic rocks means to change. We've also learned that delta is a Greek letter that means change also. Morph for metamorphic rocks. Morph means to form. So metamorphic rocks mean to change form. So over time, these rocks change form. You have igneous rocks, which ignis is the prefix, which means fire in Latin. So igneous rocks will be created through some type of fire or molten lava that makes these minerals form together in order to create a igneous rock. Sedimentary or sediment means to settle. And so that is the root of those particular words so that you can understand not only those types of rocks, but what kind of rock they are. Slide 2. When we're talking about rock formation, rock mineral formation, we need to also address the cycling of energy within the Earth's crust, the Earth's layers also, usually between the radioactive decay of rocks or the residual heat from the Earth's formation. And those deal with, of course, those igneous rocks. Slide 3. This is where we go deeper into the cycling of matter on the Earth. Those cycles are driven by several different variables. Water is one of them, and we've talked about the water cycle. And we're going to compare and contrast the water cycle and the rock cycle in another one of our units, one of our standards for this course. The sun, which supplies heat, it is our main source of energy. Wind, volcanism, plants, human activity, animals, heat, and pressure all have an effect on how matter is cycled within the earth. Slide 4. There's a wonderful illustration of the rock cycle on slide 4. There's also some illustrations, some pictures of actual volcanoes erupting. We have already seen that volcanoes have a strong effect in how matter is cycled through the earth. And because volcanoes actually require heat, they help form igneous rocks. So not only within the Earth's layer do those minerals form igneous rocks from the heat from the core of the Earth, but that core starts to bubble out and creates volcanoes, which we've learned about in a previous unit, which causes those igneous rocks to form. So within that cycle, because remember a cycle is never ending, it shows the igneous rocks, how they're formed, and how through weather and erosion, sediments are created to create those sedimentary rocks. Once heat and pressure comes into play again with those sedimentary rocks that have been created, metamorphic rocks are created. Weather and erosion can happen and cause that cycle to continue, turn into sediment again, and create more sedimentary rocks. So it's not just a regular circle. This is a cycle that continues in all different ways. And this illustration on slide 4 is a very good way to show you how that cycling continues. So the metamorphic rocks, if they do not create sediment, they actually melt and turn into magma, and that magma can eventually turn and cool and turn into igneous rocks. So back into from one rock to another and how they can crisscross and create each other from those particular minerals which started the cycle. Slide 5. There's a time scale, and within earth science we use a lot of time scales to show the history of how things have evolved over time within the earth and the earth's surface. So there's a particular scale that shows how rocks are formed, the amount of time that it takes for each particular rock usually to form, and it shows the comparison of periods within the Earth's time, which we've learned on the Earth's geological time scale. So there's a comparison so you can see how long it actually takes for those particular rocks to form. Slide 6. There's a video, and I'll pause here. There's a video for you to watch on 3 different types of rocks. Excellent video. Be prepared. There are questions within the video. Pay attention.